umaga. Mayad nga agahon. Hope everyone is having a good day. Starting out my day here with my morning cup of coffee. I got my Copico Blanco is the coffee that I drink. 3-in-1 coffee that I drink here in the Philippines. I like it because it's got a lot of cream on it. Kind of like a milky taste. It's a good way to start my day. I usually just have a 1 cup of coffee, sometimes 2 if I get my French vanilla brewed coffee at 7-Eleven. But usually I'm good with drinking 1 cup of coffee a day. I have to limit my coffee drinking because of my creatinine level. Right now, it's all good. All my labs, all my creatinine levels within standard. So that's why I'd like to keep it that way. I drink a lot of coconut water. I drink Pocari Sweat, juices, just regular water. Trying to take good care of myself. Dehydration is really big for me. That's why I pay attention, especially in the Philippines, because it gets hot in the Philippines. So Kyle Ratburn, hello, Kyle. Glad you can make the live stream this morning. HD, greetings and salutations, HD. Hey, HD, we finally got some rain. This morning when I woke up, there's rain this morning because Wednesday, Thursday we were good. Cloudy. It got cloudy, but no rain. But finally, the rain has arrived. There's a low pressure in the Philippine area of responsibility, and it might even turn into a tropical storm. I was reading the Pag-asa. If it does, it is going to be the first storm of the year in the Philippines, and they're calling it Typhoon Auring, Auring. If it does turn, I haven't checked this morning whether it's already Typhoon Auring. So we're getting rain now. It's somewhere when I looked at the map. Between eastern Visayas going up to the lower part of Luzon. So it's typical. We get like the outer bands of rain. So not heavy rains, but it's steady rain this morning. Cooler this morning though. Usually I come out here, I can feel the mugginess already, warm, but this morning it's a little cool in here, so it's kind of nice actually in the balcony here. Mickey Harvey said hi. Hello. Good morning, Edgar. My friend, you're always appreciate your support, Edgar. I see your comments. I'll answer your comments, your questions. It's like. I enjoy doing that. When the first thing in the morning when I wake up, I try to answer all the comments on my WhatsApp, my messages on Messenger. That's how I start my day here in Diniwid in Boracay Island. That's why if anybody, I'll always get asked, where am I at? We're in Diniwid in Boracay Island. We're here the whole month of June. We're here. We're gonna go back to our house June 30th. But we do have a trip, 1-day trip, June 21st. We're gonna go to Rojas City from here, and then we're gonna come back here the next day. Just one night in Rojas City. We're gonna go to the Canadian Beaver. It's the Canadian Beaver's 1-year anniversary. So. We're going to support our friends Mike and Kat. That's the restaurant bar that they run, the Canadian Beaver, a 1-year anniversary on June 21st in Rojas City. Rojas City is only like a 3-hour by van from Katiklang. We didn't have our car coming this time to Boracay because I didn't want to leave our car over at the Katiklan because they charge you. You know, it's like to park your car in Katiklan, it's like 250 pesos per day. You know, that's like $4.50 a day. So 30 days, that could get expensive. So I'm thinking maybe we'll take the van from Katiklan, go home to our house in Numancia, and then get our car and drive our car to Rojas. I prefer to drive, you know, than ride the vans. The vans, the public transportation vans here, they kind of scare me a little bit because they do not go slow. And in this rainy type of weather, you know, scary. Usually lots of accidents here in the Philippines and in our province of Aklan when the roads are wet because people just don't know how to slow down here. You know, it's like everything on the highway, everything's on a rush. And I'm sure people that's been to the Philippines before, they know that it's just aggressive driving going on in the Philippines. And I'm very defensive driver. I drive slow, extra careful when the roads are wet. But unfortunately, Filipino doesn't have the concept of defensive driving. Very aggressive drivers here in the Philippines. Hey, all right, balikbayan guy, you're here again. Good morning, my good friend. Also, Harvey, all right, good morning. Here in the Philippines, on vacation, you're on vacation. All right, Harvey, all right. Enjoy your vacation. We're getting rain today. I think most of the Philippines is getting rain today. I think even my friend in Pangasinan, he sent me a video last Wednesday. It was pouring rain in Pangasinan, but here we've been, you know, since we got here, today marks our 1 week in Boracay Island, our first week, and we've gotten rain like one time at nighttime, one day, I think Saturday last week, and then today we're getting rain. And we're expecting rain throughout the weekend, I think. Saturday, Sunday, we're gonna get rain. I was able to film at my friend's at Newcoast, Boracay. That place is just spectacular. I'm glad he allowed me to film his condo, and then me and him walked to the beach. We had breakfast on the beach. I'm editing the videos now. I think you guys will enjoy the videos of Boracay Newcoast. Because I don't see many videos regarding Boracay Newcoast, and even my friend mentioned that when he you know, he was thinking of moving to the Boracay Newcoast, he couldn't find a video on Boracay Newcoast. Nobody was like walking around showing the area Newcoast because they're pretty strict at Boracay Newcoast. Lots of security guards. At Boracay Newcoast. It's a community, what they're building at Boracay Newcoast. It's almost like when I'm there, it gives you that feel of BGC in Manila. It's so modern. They don't have power lines, those spaghetti power lines. All the power lines are like buried under the ground. They're light at night, everything's solar. I mean, it's just wide roads. Amazing community. I think you guys will enjoy the videos once I finish editing the videos. Balikbayan guy again, good morning, my friend. I appreciate you supporting our channel, my friend. HD, it doesn't look like a tropical storm yet. I just checked. All right, because that is the thing I was reading about HD. They said it's a low pressure area so far, but it could turn into a typhoon, a tropical storm. And then if it does, they already have a name ready for it. The first one for the year, Auring, Auring. So this, you know, this is about the time, June, it's about the June, July, especially by July. By July, a tropical storm or a typhoon for sure, we will have that. That's the beginning of a rainy season here in the Philippines. Binori Baral, hello, I am All right, I don't know where that is. I'll have to look that up later. I'll have to look that up later. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with that location, my friend. All right. Hi, Siege Meister. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good way to start the day. That's why I started doing the coffee with Ginno for me here. It's what 5:28 a.m. here. It's funny that they're on a rush, but because they're laid back. Yeah. I mean, I guess everybody. It's weird because I guess everybody's excited. The rainy season because it's a long summer. That's the thing. Here in the Philippines, summer is long because it's hot. People are. It gets too hot here. People are hot. So when rainy season, for me anyway, it's a welcome arrival of a rainy season because cooler temperatures, we don't have to run our AC so much, I can sleep at night now without AC once the rainy season comes. And electricity bill is a lot lower during the rainy season. And people know electricity here in the Philippines is not cheap. Probably one of the higher electricity costs in the world because the infrastructure of electricity here in the Philippines is just not that good. As a matter of fact, I read an article last night in Siquijor. In Siquijor, I wrote it down here. They declared a state of a calamity in Siquijor. Siquijor is a popular tourist destination close to the Dumaguete area. Many people visit Siquijor. State of calamity because they are having daily power outages, like no electricity for like 6 to 8 hours a day. So they finally declared a state of a calamity because if you're here in the Philippines and it's summer weather, hot weather, and you experience 6 to 8 hours of no electricity, especially at nighttime when it gets when you need that air conditioning at nighttime, man, it is hot. It is like unbearably hot in the Philippines when during summer and you don't have electricity. Here in our province of Aklan, we do get unscheduled, like the week we've been here in Boracay, this for 1 week so far, we've had one power outage. I think it lasted maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. Good thing it wasn't like at nighttime. It was around 6 p.m. and then the power came on, so we were able to sleep. But most of the time they have scheduled power outages. Those to me aren't bad because usually the scheduled power outages are like from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they schedule those power outage in our province at least maybe once a month, sometimes once every 2 months. And what they do is when they shut down power like that, it allows them to cut the branches from trees that are like hanging on the power lines. They're clearing out those things. That way when the rainy season comes, you don't have so many down power lines because the trees here grow fast, because of the rain, the tropical climate. It's like even our community at Camellia Glen, I see it often. They have those trees that they kind of manicure to make it look good, like a cover, and it'll be reaching the power lines fast. So they're always trimming that. That's why they have those scheduled power outages to allow cutting of the trees, clearing out things before a tropical storm comes in or something and puts a lot of damage on the power lines. Edgar Dean, the public buses don't look enjoyable at all, but a financial necessity for most Filipinos. The public buses, I haven't ridden them in a long time. They do have some nice one, Edgar, like here in our Aklan province and in Panay Island. They're called the Ceres, Ceres bus. Big bus, like a blue bus and yellow. Most of the time they're yellow, but also blue. Kind of almost like a double decker, but it's not. It's like it's only a one deck of passengers. They just, a lot of them are high because a lot of storage on the bottom. They not only store cargo for the passengers, but I think a lot of them they use for delivery also of supplies, from province to province. That's why it looks. I've posted it before on some of my videos, so people can see what the Ceres. And those are comfortable. They got AC. Some of them even have a bathroom in the very back. So. But there are buses here that are not air conditioned. I have not ridden one of those non-air conditioned buses. The last time I've ridden them, when Dazzle and I were going to school, we used to have field trips from Calibo to Iloilo. And our school, of course, they're gonna get like the cheapest bus. So the buses that our school would get was like the non-air conditioned buses. Sometimes the seats are made of wood, even with a little bit of cushion, but they were not comfortable. Those wooden chairs and the non-air conditioned buses, they're not comfortable. But they do have them, like you said, Edgar. A lot of it is for necessity. Same thing with the really long, man, they got some really long jeepneys here. Monster looking, it almost kind of like, it looks like a stretch limo jeepney. But, and they're like built like a tank, because they're not aluminum frame. You can tell, man, you don't want to get hit by these jeepneys. And they transport a lot of people here in the province of Aklan. I mean, you could fit easy inside of that thing, like 20 people inside, and then you can fit 15 more people on the roof. People ride the roof on those jeepneys here in the province. Cargo, people, chickens, you name it. That's still how they transport, like you said, for budget reasons. So cheaper to ride on those jeepneys and also on those non-air conditioned buses. The air conditioned buses and the van that we took from our place in our town in Numancia to Caticlan, it's air conditioned, but you pay the price. You pay extra for I guess luxury. Finley Martin. Hello, Finley. Glad you can join the live stream. I hadn't seen your name before. Thank you for joining the live stream. With my head, I like to keep my hair short. As a American, I got my hair cut yesterday. I was in the military. I was in the Air Force for 20 years, United States Air Force. I still like, a lot of us military guys, we can't break the habit. That's why I still cut my hair short. Got a nice cut. Local barber here in Diniwid, and I paid 90 pesos. Less than $2 for my haircut. Albert is now my barber. If I'm here in Boracay, in the Diniwid area, I like how he cut it. We call this a fade in the military. The high and tight is what we call it. We just like, for me, it's just a comfortable haircut. I don't have to worry a comb. I don't have a comb. I haven't owned a comb in like years. This is just how I like, I come out of the shower, I do one of this, kind of like, and I'm good. It's like easy peasy. I don't use gel, I don't use nothing, that's why I like keeping my hair short. I'm low maintenance, it's like, I don't even use lotion, man. I stopped using lotion when I moved to the Philippines because we don't have hot water at the house. So I take cold showers, so I don't even need lotion because my skin is always moist from the humidity here. But here in our Airbnb for 30 days, we do have hot water, and I even told Dazzle, I told her, hey babe, I noticed my skin is kind of drying from the hot water. So, but I still haven't bought lotion, but I'm putting sunscreen, so the sunscreen is working for me. My wife Salve is excited to see Newcoast. Oh, yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love. I mean, even I loved it. I was like editing the video. I'm gonna split it in two videos because if I combine it goes to like 40 minutes, and I try to keep our videos like at the most like 20 minutes and shorter because I know people are busy, you know, it's like it's hard to sit through like 40 minutes of video. So I'm gonna break it into videos, part 1 and part 2. But I think you're gonna enjoy. I think you're gonna enjoy Boracay. I was just amazed. I have not been at Boracay Newcoast since before the pandemic. When I first saw Boracay Newcoast, they had one condominium finish, and they were building a couple of condominiums. And while I was there, I think I counted at least five condominiums finished. And then when I first went there, I know there was a Belmont Hotel and a Savoy Hotel, but now there's another hotel that was built. I was like, wow. I was like, where did that hotel come from? And then it's kind of like a mall area heading down the beach. I mean, that used to be almost nothing there, but now it's like you'll see it. There's a steakhouse there, Wolfgang Steakhouse. There's like restaurants, Mexican restaurant. It's just awesome. And the beach. I mean, that beach was impressive. It's a private beach for Boracay Newcoast. I was like, man, this beach is like the best beach in Boracay now, I think. You know, it's like, it's going to be hard to surpass that beach, and you'll see it. I have proof. I have receipts to show, you know, because people are always like, nah, I don't like that beach. You know, this beach is better. But man, I got receipts. You're going to see it. HD, one of the skills they need to teach in schools there is to learn to plan ahead and prioritize. You experience that lack of foresight in your resto bar. You experience that lack of foresight. Yeah, you know, it's like a lot of, I mean, I think it's just a culture, HD. A lot of the culture here in the Philippines is just like that attitude, the bahala na. You know, bahala na is like, how can I explain bahala na? Bahala na is like, we'll see how it goes. You know, it's like, kind of like the go with the flow attitude. It's just a laid back Filipino attitude. You know, it's like most people here are not planners. You know, like in the US, you know, I remember I was in the military. Heck, my job in the military, I was a medical administration, and one of my jobs was like I was working medical readiness. For 4 years, I was medical readiness, and all we did was plans and prepare and anticipate and you know, all contingencies. You know, that's what I did for 4 years. That I deployed people. You know, that was my job, was like readiness. And you just don't see that in the Philippines. You know, Philippines is kind of like even government, even schools, you name it. It's kind of like even building a house. Most people here build a house. They're building the house. Okay, I think we should add something here. Or I think, you know, it's kind of like that. You know, I think it's just the island vibe, the island style. You know, it's like, I know in the US everything is planned. I know you, HD, I know you're like an engineer. You love engineering. You love plans or organization. But it just doesn't work like that in the Philippines, man. It's just like, I guess, you know, now I've been living here 14 years. I understand the Filipino way of thinking. Even the bridge here that they're planning to build in Boracay, there's still debate over no bridge, build the bridge guy. Oh, the light just came out. This is on solar power, so it's autumn. I don't have control on the light here, but it's almost light outside, so hopefully you guys can still see me. But even the bridge I was mentioning, there's talk about, against the bridge, pro the bridge, but all I'm reading online, it's a done deal. It's like they've already checked with the locals, but there's no plan. Nobody's seen what the bridge would look like. Everybody has an idea. It's going to be a 2.3 kilometer bridge connecting mainland Aklan with Boracay, but you haven't seen the design. I do know San Miguel Corporation is going to be building the bridge. It's going to be a toll bridge, but all the information is kind of like hush-hush. But I know one day they're just going to start construction. All of a sudden, construction is going to start on that bridge. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Yo, 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 what's up? What's up, Tim? Tim, my good friend in Las Vegas. What's up, man? You drinking coffee from home? Airbnb? No 7-Eleven? Yes, Tim, I'm driven from the Airbnb. This is my 3-in-1 coffee, man. I got my Copico Blanca 3-in-1. 7-Eleven actually is not that far. I mean, it's a 10-minute walk for me. I can walk it. It's up the hill. It's like, I've filmed it now a couple of times. You'll see it's like all uphill, less than a kilometer, about 800 meters, but in this rain, it's like I'll just to do the live stream. I'm not sure about the Wi-Fi. I don't think they have Wi-Fi at 7-Eleven, and the data. I have pretty good Wi-Fi here. The reason I start the live stream so early is I noticed if I started like at 5:30, 5:30, the internet is good at this Airbnb. But if it cuts us off, two things would be the reason if it cuts the live stream here. Either the power goes out or people are waking up. It's a shared Wi-Fi. So if more people start, waking up in the morning, I'm sure it'll drop the live stream here. That's why I like start. So far so good though. I've had a few mornings now where I've done the live stream and I'm able to do at least an hour to 2 hours on the live stream. I'm actually amazed, but it's still early. It's 5:44. I don't hear people up already, so that's why I'm doing it this early. But there is a 7-Eleven, and it's at City Mall, Boracay, Tim. It's outside the mall, so it's open 24 hours. It's like I asked the lady, what's your hours here at 7-Eleven? She goes, oh, we're open 24 hours. I was like, oh, cool. So I can get my coffee there at any time I want. Is today an Army-Navy day? I haven't gone to Army-Navy yet, man, because we're here in Diniwid, Tim, and it's a good distance. I mean, I can walk to Army-Navy, but I bet if I walk it, it's at least 2 to 2.5 kilometers. And I have to go through the beach. That's the shortest way for me to walk to Army-Navy. And it's raining, so I made a video that Lampros Point, that corner of the Diniwid, to sneak over to White Beach. That's gonna be tricky when it's raining, when it's wet, slippery, that path, that skinny pathway. There's actually a rope that you gotta hang on to. Skinny pathway, you gotta balance yourself, and if you don't, you fall in the water. So, and then the corner of after you get through Lampros, the end of Station 1, it could be above water right now, because if there's a storm, White Beach right now, it's gonna be high tide. Water's like washing in. There might not be a walkway for me to go using the beach route to get to Army-Navy. So I'm not gonna risk it because I think I'll film it one time just to see, how's the water in Diniwid today. I'm not gonna walk Chloe there today because it's raining, but I'm sure it's just you get cut off. Diniwid and White Beach gets cut off during rainy season because of the waves, because of the high tide. Uh, I can't, I can't do the walk like I did the other day. The other day it's sunny, I could walk there, but it's just one of those things. I think it's kind of cool actually because it's kind of like an adventure. The path, going to White Beach. But I've not had my Army Navy burrito yet. Dazzle and I, we found this cafe about 3 doors down from this Airbnb. Great cafe, man. If you're here in Diniwid, it's called Kape, Kape Drip, Kape Drip. I mean, it's our go-to meal now. They got like breakfast silog, tapa silog, long silog, langgonisa, spam, bacon, comes with rice and 2 sunny-side-up eggs, 165 pesos. That's like $2.50, for a meal. It's like, and it's a good, they give you a lot of rice and then the 2 eggs and the meat. I mean, you're full. That's been a go-to meal for us, Dazzle and I, because it's just easier for us not to buy all this stuff to cook with. So many eateries here in Diniwid, the Cafe Drip, and then even going up the hill, there's a cafe local, was another cafe, and then the Carinderia. We've been eating at Carinderia. Dazzle had the whole fish, the fish head and everything. I think it's a small red snapper with sweet and sour sauce. I think that was 70 pesos, like $1.50 for the whole fried fish. So a lot cheaper for us to eat out, and then we don't have to wash dishes and things like we don't have to cook. It's like we're enjoying it here because so many eateries on a budget. And then when we eat at Front Beach, you'll see us post on Dazzle TV Facebook page, and I post it on our YouTube. People are taking us out to lunch or dinner. That's why we're able to eat like at a fancy place. Like we ate at that Japanese restaurant. Our friend took us there. Karaoke, we did karaoke, and a friend took us there. So it's one of those things, I guess people want to meet us, so when they meet us here in Boracay, they take us out to dinner, take us out to lunch, take us out for fun. That's why we like, we love our subscribers. People are so nice to us. I think that's why I keep doing YouTube. That's why I enjoy YouTube. Like even my shirt here. Yesterday, somebody was asking on the live stream, like, how come I have so many Air Force shirts? And all my Air Force shirts, I have not bought a single Air Force shirts. All my Air Force shirts come from you, the subscribers that send it to me here in the Philippines, like this. This came from my friend Evelyn that lives in Las Vegas. She gave me this shirt, So to me, it's special. That's why I wear them, because it reminds me of people that, they care about enough about me, about our channel. They just want to please us. It's like, Evelyn, my friend, she didn't get to see me. She flew from Las Vegas and stayed in Angeles City because she has friends and family and friends in Angeles City. But she made sure she brought the shirt, and then when she got to Angeles City, she sent it to me by LBC, by the local UPS, or the local the way you get package to package, sent island to island here. So I really appreciate that she did that, because man, she didn't have to do that. It's not like people have to do that for us, and that's why I love wearing the shirts. It reminds me, hey man, this came from Evelyn. Shirt I wore the other day came from Kip. That means something to me. Uno Vlog. Hello po. Hey, good morning po. Good morning. Magandang umaga po. Magandang umaga. Team C, I hit my head on the metal luggage rack above the seats. Oh man. Ouch, man. I know, man. They're not tall at all. Like, I know you were probably putting your backpack or a luggage and then trying to sit down. That would be easy to do, man, on the Ceres. So be careful, guys. Watch your head when you're putting backpack or luggage on the rack above your seat. You know, same thing when you ride the ferry. With the ferry in Boracay, when you ride the ferry, those boats coming into the boats. My friend was just telling me, Ray, yesterday, you know, you always kind of watch out for your head because Ray's tall. He's like 6'1". So he always like ducks down. But what he wasn't watching was on his feet. There's like a little lip. So he tripped on the lip. He was ducking. He tripped on the lip and he fell, you know. So it's just, you got to watch yourself on the ferry. And then some of those ferries, like, even me, I'm 5'10". I gotta do this inside the ferry before I sit down, you know, because like I'm hitting my head on the roof, you know. That's why me, you know, it's like there's like a lot of talk here, you know, on Facebook, and I understand, you know, it's like the boat operators, of course, they're against the bridge to build the bridge here in Boracay because you know, they don't know what's gonna happen to them, all the people, the ferry people back and forth. But the bridge is just much needed in Boracay. And it's not going to allow people think, oh, the bridge is going to be horrible for Boracay. There'll be traffic in Boracay. They're not going to allow vehicles. Like my little Toyota Wigo, I'm not going to be allowed to take my car from mainland to Boracay. People keep misunderstanding it. What they're going to do is they're going to do like where they're gonna pick up people by vehicle, e-trike maybe, or van from the mainland Aklan, use the bridge, and then drop them off on the Boracay side. They're not gonna allow like all kinds of vehicles drive in Boracay Island. There's no space for it. Man, the main road in Boracay is tiny, you know. It's like they're having problem now just with the e-trikes, you know. There's no way they're gonna allow vehicles in Boracay Island. The vehicles that you see here in Boracay Island are mostly like vans. Most of those are owned by the hotels. Like the big hotels here would have a van to like transport their guests here in Boracay Island. So it's, and the other problem with the ferry, like right now, if there's a storm, man, if you ride that ferry, it can get scary in those ferries because like you're like bopping up and down. And then they don't use the boats anymore like they used to in Boracay, where they used to have the ferry used to be like the wooden boat with the like side bamboo, so it kind of like does this, you know, like balance. The boats they have now, they don't have those bamboo on both sides. So now it's like you're doing this on the ferry. And when there's like high waves, it gets, you know, people have to close the windows. Water's like coming over the top, and a lot of times, like if there's a storm, the Coast Guard here in Boracay, they'll just cease operations. I have seen where a day, no ferry. So you can either be stuck on the mainland or you're stuck in Boracay Island. And for people visiting Boracay for like 3 days vacation, 2 nights, 3 days, that's common. People from Cebu, people from Manila, they might land in Caticlan and never see Boracay because it's shut down, you know, because no ferries, you know. So to me, I think it's a necessity, you know. And they're building up Boracay. Yesterday when I went to the Newcoast, man, they're building like massive buildings, like 9-story buildings. They're gonna build the Asia Pacific Medical Center in Boracay, Newcoast. That's gonna be at least eight stories high. Another hotel, another like community enclave, like on the main road. I've never seen it before. And I filmed it yesterday. So they're building up Boracay, and if you can imagine, how are you going to bring all that steel, all that cement, all the hollow blocks? How are you going to bring that to Boracay on the ferry? And it's just not cost efficient. That's why a lot of, you know, the bridge, I think, is just a necessity. Boracay is growing, expanding, and it's just not logical for them to keep ferrying supplies here. It's just not efficient. and then the garbage that Boracay accumulates, they have to ship the garbage by barge. They actually barge the whole trucks to the mainland and the landfills in the mainland, because you don't want garbage being buried in Boracay. This is a tourist destination. That would be a bad look for Boracay if they're burying the trash here in Boracay Island. Ginno, are condo management strict on allowing guests to visit? Over at Boracay Newcoast, they are strict, man, because like yesterday, I was standing outside, and three security guards, they have a little shack, coming into Boracay Newcoast. They're like eyeballing me. They're like, what are you standing there? And of course, I'm filming outside. They're like, it's like, I was waiting for them to like come over and say, oh, what are you doing there, sir? But, they were like, keeping their distance. I was like moved away, I was staying like 25 feet away from them, because I knew it was just a matter of time they approached me, or what are you doing here? It's like very strict security at Boracay Newcoast. They got guard shacks not just at the entrance, but like almost strategically placed, and they got security guards on golf carts. I think they're just securing it because like big money in Boracay Newcoast. There's land there that they're selling where you can build a home. I actually have a friend that built a house there, massive house that he built there. So there's a condominiums, and then there's Boracay Newcoast Village is what they call. So they're selling plots of land, and they're also building homes there. In the millions of pesos, it's like, you got to bring a pretty big bank to build a home at Boracay Newcoast, But they allow guests as long as like my friend, I was his guest, but I'm sure they limit it, I'm sure they're not gonna allow you to bring like a dozen guests, into Boracay Newcoast. Even their beach, their beach is like immaculate. That's like the cleanest beach I've seen in the Philippines. You'll see it on my blog. I was like, I've never seen a beach that clean and that immaculate. It's like, and you see, we were like at the beach 9:30 a.m. That's like the peak at beaches here. And it was a sunny day. Usually you see tons of people. Man, I could count the number of people on that beach. And you can tell they're the residents. They're the residents because it's a private beach for the residents. Hey Shane, all right Shane. Hi my friend. How's your morning coffee? It's good, man. It's actually better. It's raining outside, little cooler temperature. I'm digging this. I love drinking coffee when it's rainy season. It's like I love watching the rain and drinking my coffee. To me that's like perfect. Perfect cup of coffee when it's raining. Hey, pour that cup, my brother, pour that cup. Hey, Gavin P. All right, Gavin P. Good morning, my good friend in Australia. Good morning. Hey, it was good to see Dazzle up early for breakfast. Yeah. She was she wanted to try the buffet because I already tried the buffet. As you can tell on the video, I know the whole deal because my friend, he had invited me. He was staying at the Mandarin for a week. I think he stayed there a week. So. And he got like two breakfast buffets, so that's why I've been there to the buffet. So I was like, man, this buffet is awesome, So I told Dazzle, babe, man, and they got an awesome buffet there. It's worth getting up, and she did. She said, man, that was worth getting up, because all eggs made. Dazzle had like she ordered like scrambled eggs. She had ham and stuff on her scrambled eggs, and then she ordered poached eggs. They can cook any egg you want. I always get like an omelet, but great buffet. They even have like here in the Philippines, we like Dazzle and I both like this. It's a dried fish, kind of like a small. It's called daing. What is that? I can't get the fish on my head. But it's tight. It's crunchy. It's almost like eating a chip, you know. It's delicious. It's a little bit salty. You dip it in like a spicy vinegar. Good breakfast, you know, good with breakfast. She was happy. Dazzle was happy that she got to try the breakfast buffet at the Mandarin. Happy Friday. Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I don't know yet the schedule for today. I don't know yet what the plan is. You know, Dazzle's still sleeping, so we're just kind of going with the flow. Really, there's, you know, there is a basketball camp that I wanted to attend. My friend EJ from Florida, I met them the other day with his wife and daughter, and also Herm from Atlanta. They're here on the basketball camp. They're like they're at there's a Christian school here in Boracay Island, and they're doing a clinic or a basketball clinic because I can tell Herm and EJ, I can tell they're hoopers. I can tell they're like, I mean, I shook EJ's hand, and my hand looked like a baby hand on his hand. He's like he got basketball hand. He got like you know, and he's at least 6'4". Herm is about, I would say, at least 6'5", 6'6". I mean, they're tall guys, you know. And EJ even said, I'm pretty tall for a Filipino. I'm 5'10", you know. So they said, oh man, you're pretty tall for a Filipino. But I was still like looking up to them. I was still like, and that don't happen much here in the Philippines, that I have to look up. Most of the time, I'm looking down on people here. But they did the camp yesterday. I actually planned on going yesterday, but EJ messaged me and he said, they were doing construction at the basketball court, and he said it might be too dusty for me. And I appreciate that he sent me that, because I'm still, you know, immunocompromised. So, you know, dusty places, things like that, you know, I know it's not good for me. But he played yesterday. He did the camp, and he said he thinks it's okay. I'll just bring a mask just to be sure. But I might do it this morning, you know. If Dazzle's still sleeping, I might go over there real quick just to make a quick video of them, because it's cool how they're doing that. You know, basketball's big here, a clinic, you know, helping out the kids. You know, I wanted to like support them on that. Raining here in Las Vegas. Oh my God! All right, Vegas, okay, it's raining. I bet that's rare in Las Vegas. I bet that's kind of rare, you know, in the desert, you know. I lived in the desert in Tucson. In Tucson, I remember when I lived there, we did have monsoon season in Tucson, where they even had flash floods in Tucson, but brings a lot of heavy rain. I remember when I was Tucson. So I do know, and it would even snow sometimes in Tucson too. I'm South Las Vegas, no rain yet. All right, Tim, he's in South Las Vegas, no rain yet. Glenn. Hello, Ginno. Thank you for the information the other night on WhatsApp. Oh, no problem. You know, I'm always eager to help people. You know, when I say that, I mean it. You know, it's like when people message me and my WhatsApp, when people message me in WhatsApp, my email, even the comments, I answer every single one. You know, sometimes the comments on YouTube, I figured this out. I don't see it for some reason. Like when I open my Dazzle TV, I don't see the comment. I don't know if YouTube blocks it, because Dazzle has caught that a couple of times already. He'll tell, babe, you haven't to Dazzle. She watches everything for me. You know, she makes sure that I don't miss any replying back. Babe, you haven't answered this guy that on a comment on our video. And I said, I've answered everything. I didn't see it. And she'll show it to me, and we'll look at my phone and her phone, and it's not showing on mine. So sometimes I just use her account, Dazzle, her name, and her handle, and I'll answer it that way. But you know, it's just the YouTube. So don't. I remember we had one subscriber that got upset with me because I didn't reply back. Bradley Miller was his name, and he dumped for us on the channel. He even called me. He goes like, your true colors showed, Ginno. You didn't reply back. I'm like, dude, I didn't see the comment. You know, he was all upset. But hey, I don't have any control of that. If people want to like unsubscribe, I understand, but do know that I care about every single comment, every single WhatsApp that I get message. I care to respond. I don't ignore it. Even if it's a bad comment, I'll reply back. The best I can do, the best I can reply. You guys have thunderstorms in northern Las Vegas. All right. You can shout me out. Oxy, I'll subscribe. You shout me out. All right. Shout out to Oxy. All right. Hey, man, it's like, I've never seen your name, Oxy, before, but I'm not gonna like force you to subscribe. I never do that. If you notice on any of our videos, I never tell people to subscribe or like our channel. That's just not how I am. It's like if you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't, it's not a big deal. If you like the channel, you can like, but you don't have to. It's like you'll never see me on any of our videos on the live stream just telling you to subscribe or like, or it's just not who I am. It's like, for me, it's like if you like the channel, I'm sure you'll like it. If you don't, then you won't watch us. Dinner time. Peace, bro. All right, Tim. Enjoy your dinner, my brother. Yeah, I hit my head when thing to say. I forgot it was there. Very low for foreigners. Oh man, I know, man. It happens to me a lot. Not over my head because I'm always like careful of my head, but a lot of times when I sit down, like on a restaurant table, and I bang my knee. They usually like I don't understand it why they have those tables where they would have like something where you can bang your knee, but that happens to me. That's why now I always check the table before I sit down. You may want to look at the pros and cons of the debate, then weigh in your thought. Some people are quick to judge without understanding. Yeah. For me, man, HD, I've seen both sides. Yeah, I understand. I've seen provide, but for me, if you had to ask me, somebody asked me, I'm pro bridge. I think much needed the bridge. There are just too many inefficiencies in Boracay that it's like that people don't see. Me, I see it all the time. Even like the ferries, when it's like wavy, man, like that ramp. They put this ramp like, and then you have like this tiny handle, like low too handle, and you're like you can easily tip over and fall in the water. And some people have, and especially some people carrying their heavy suitcase going down that ramp. They have porters, but people sometimes they don't want to use the porter. They want to carry their luggage. It's not handicap friendly. If you have any kind of disability, going that ramp is like sometimes it'll be like in an angle. The boat is here, or sometimes it's like this. You're coming down the stairs and they have the ramp to get into your boat, to your ferry. I mean, it's treacherous. I've seen it like doing this. You're like grabbing on the handrails. I'm like, you might get hurt even before you get to Boracay to enjoy your vacation. And then, it's just, and then the boat itself, it's not that environmental friendly. It's super noisy in there. It's diesel powered. There's like black smoke. It's kind of like the jeepney. When you ride the jeepney, there's like black smoke coming out. It's the same thing with the boats, And if you can imagine, there's like 100 boats, blowing that thing, like across the, that short ride. To me, it's just like, too many things that I do understand. You people, it's jobs in the line for the ferry captains, but I think they can find another way to earn money. The boats, island hopping tours, they might have to move to a different location, but I didn't make my decision like to say I've weighed the pros and cons. I've been around this area 14 years, and so many things that I see that are just so inefficient, and I know the bridge will solve a lot of that. Lucky bird. All right, hello, Lucky bird. Edgar, Newcoast sounds like champagne and caviar. Oh yeah, Edgar. I am calling it. This is just me now. I'm not making, I'm calling Boracay Newcoast like the BGC of Boracay. That's going to be like uh, same thing in Manila. BGC is kind of like that bubble where it's like, it's nothing like the rest of Manila. Boracay Newcoast is the same. It's going to be that bubble where it's like, you're like living the champagne and caviar, and the minute you walk out, you're in the regular, normal people like me. But that's like a higher class, expensive in that area. But people look for that. A lot of people, a lot of Westerners that come to the Philippines, that's what they're looking for. I hear that all the time on our channel. They come here and that's what they're looking for. Not everybody's like me, looking to retire on a budget, living with the locals. People, I got nothing wrong with that. It's like I said before, everybody's different. Everybody got their own thing going. It's like, if you got the budget, if you got the money for living the high life, I say, why not? You work hard all your life. You deserve that. That's what I told my friend Ray. It's like, he's just like living now at Newcoast. I said, man, you deserve that. It's like you work all your life. Now you got the privilege of enjoying your life in a nice place like that. Yeah, peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, man. Me and you are like peanut butter and jelly. I'm low budget too, but hopefully when I get to my Social Security in 3 more years, that's gonna double my pension here in the Philippines. Maybe I can afford like a 1-bedroom condo at the Newcoast, because to me that would be like a dream location. For me, it's like I've lived like the Filipino local life and then the condo life. It's like I just fell in love with Boracay Newcoast just because of the beach. The beach is just amazing, and then the community is amazing. So I told my friend, hey man, 3 years from now, I might be your neighbor in 3 years. Alexandro Ortiz, was it hard journey 1984 to the present, but worth it? Would you recommend young men join them to join? Oh man, it's like I would recommend it to any young person to join the United States military. I mean, for me, I joined when I was 17 years old. I was still a kid when I was immature. It's like I was just out of high school. The military matured me, taught me how to be a man. I grew up without a father. My father left us when I was an infant, so I didn't grow up with a dad. I had an older brother. He was 5 years older than me, helped me guide a little bit, but, it's not the same, growing up without a dad. I'm sure people that grew up without a dad, nobody guiding you, nobody telling you right from wrong. I mean, my mom tried. She was a single mom, but difficult to grow up without a dad. So for me, the military taught me discipline, taught me how to become a man, be responsible for my actions. I'm matured fast, in the military. That's why. And then, I've met most of my lifelong friends that I still have now. My good friend Leo, he's from Boston, and it exposed me to different types of people, because me, I was at Long Beach. I'm from the Philippines. I moved to Long Beach, California, but it exposed me for all different types of people. That's why now, military, we get along with everybody. It's like we don't look at color, we don't look at race. We're brothers in the military. I don't care where you come from. My friend Leo, he's from Boston. He got that pack your car. That's the way he talks. But me and him, we've been friends for like over 40 years, because we were stationed at our first assignment was George Air Force Base, and he told me. He said, what's a Filipino? When we first met back in the 80s, he's never met a Filipino in his life. He didn't even know where the Philippines was. I had to show him in the map where the Philippines was. But to me, it's like the military taught me everything, taught me everything about life. Even to this day, I carry the discipline. I carry about helping others. In the military, I was part of a lot of mission. Like I was hospital personnel, so we did a lot of like helping the community. Like here, even in the Philippines, when I was stationed here in the Philippines, when they had floods here in the Philippines, we would go to towns and provide support, do airdrops of supplies, go to like do humanitarian. We would go to like remote barrios here in the Philippines, and like we bring our dentists, we bring our doctor, the nurses, our support staff, but we would like pitch tents and like seize as many people as we can, so man, the military to me is, I'm surprised it's not mandatory. They should make that mandatory for all Americans to, at least serve in the military a year. That would change the country. If every American served like a year in the military and care for their country and care for their flag, man, it's like it would be a better America. Afternoon, brother. Hey, afternoon. Canon, USMC, Semper Fi, my brother. HD, Alejandro, as the youngest veteran here, I would recommend it if you're able to follow the rules and regulations. However, it's not for everyone. It wouldn't not for everyone. If you're a rule, right, HD, if you are a rule breaker, but hey, military is good about breaking people down and correcting the way they live, man. So I know the military was life-changing for many friends of mine that I've been associated, been my friend in when I joined the military, just because it changes you. It makes you, I was 17 years old. I was a typical teenager. It's like I was responsible, but not to the military level. It's like the military, I remember, you got to be on a straight line, because if you go, sideways or off track, there were punishments in the military. Hey, hello, Ray, Danny, my good friend Danny. Hello. I would prefer our military to be manned by men, not women, especially if they are in the front lines. This is for combat effectiveness. All right, HD. All right, I got to the bottom. Let me see if I had listed down some topics I wanted to discuss. Because I already discussed like Sikuhor, they did a state of calamity because daily power outages lasting 6 to 8 hours. I did the Canadian beaver. Monsoon rain, I talked about our rains in Boracay. We're gonna see rains here all weekend pretty much. Oh, a friend of mine, he's a retired chief. His handle on our YouTube is Jimbo. Hey, hello, Chief. Thank you for the article that you sent me. Really appreciate it, my good friend. He sent me this article. Here in the Philippines, you cannot use your Medicare here in the Philippines. And that's a big issue, that you can't use your Medicare here in the Philippines. If you can imagine, there's a lot of Filipino Americans living in the United States. That's the reason for some not retiring in the Philippines, because for many, Medicare is their loan insurance when they turn 65. So coming to the Philippines without any medical insurance, I would not recommend to anybody. Like me, I have medical insurance through TRICARE medical insurance. So there's a bill right now that's being proposed. It's getting bipartisan support. The bill is being presented by James Moylan from Guam and also Congressman Bobby Scott from Virginia. They both have Filipino heritage. That's why they're presenting this bill. And it's part of like the 2026 budget. So, and from reading the article, it has a good chance of passing through. There are several countries, I'm not going to list them all, that are friendly to America. That's all I'm going to say. and these countries are included in the bill, Philippines being one of them. And the proposal is to allow Medicare here in the Philippines. And that's going to be huge here in the Philippines because, like I said, all these Filipino Americans, I mean, many of them in the United States have gone to the United States as nurses, as doctors. You know, they've gone up on age. You know, they've gone up to Social Security. 65 and older, and they always talk about that brain drain here in the Philippines. How all our professionals, basically, all our doctors, all our nurses, end up going to the United States or abroad to work for abroad because they can make more money there. Understandably, I don't blame them. It's like, but now that those people in the United States, they're 65 and older, retiring from being a doctor, becoming or a nurse, this would allow them to come back, would entice them to come back here. Not just doctors and nurses, but even like any American Filipino in the United States. That's an option now if this bill gets passed, included in the 2026 budget, that you can use Medicare here in the Philippines. There's a statistic, I was in 2022, there was 35,000 Americans collecting their Social Security here in the Philippines. And that's just the ones that are here, like the ones that sign up and have their Social Security deposited in a Filipino bank. That's not counting. I know there's like Ruben's my friend, Ruben, he's here on Social Security alone, and he's from San Diego. So I know he collects his Social Security in San Diego, but he's here in the Philippines. So it would just open up, and as far as cost, it's kind of like a win-win the more I read an article. And I think I'm going to do a video about it, try to explain it more than just trying to explain it here. But I think it's a win-win because you got all these retired doctors and nurses, 65 and older. But when you come here to the Philippines, they can be a lot of value still here in the Philippines. They can still work here or a consultant or teach people here the right medicine, the right medical doctor or right nursing. They would definitely be a help to the Filipinos here if they come back here, spend their retirement years here. And I know many Filipino Americans in the United States, they want to come back to the Philippines, but the barrier a lot of times is that not having Medicare here in the Philippines. And then the cost, even for Medicare in the U.S., I know medicines in the U.S. is more expensive than here in the Philippines. So that's why I say it's a win-win. It's like if you're living here, getting your medical here, it's cheaper cost for Medicare in the U.S. So that's why it's getting bipartisan support in the House of Representatives. So hopefully that law becomes a bill, becomes a law, gets passed. It's like that would solve a lot of problems because I know a lot of people living here. The minute they get sick, I have to go back to the United States because I got to use my Medicare in the United States. So man, that would be awesome if they can use Medicare here in the Philippines. Vegasville Gambles, thank you so much, my friend, for the super chat, the super thanks. I appreciate Coffee Fund, definitely, man. That's like 7-Eleven French vanilla brewed coffee for me. That's a lot of coffee too, man. Like $5 is a lot of coffee per year, man. Because it only cost me $1, for my brewed coffee here. This buys me at least 5 days at 7-Eleven, man. Thank you so much. Yo, I'm back. Good dinner. Where's Dazzle? Still sleeping, my brother. Still sleeping. Right, balikbayan guy. That's why I'm sharing it. And like I said, today my plan is to make a video about this bill that's being pushed in the House of Representatives right now to be included in the 2026 budget. So that's only like in October, man. So hopefully, that would be. I know that would be a blessing for many. And I think it's like I said. I think it's a win-win. It's not just a because that will ease some of the reduce some of the number of medical recipients in the U.S. And in the U.S., if you're, I'm sure, they spend a lot more money there than here in the Philippines. It would be a cheaper cost. Because people, when they get sick anyway, they go back to the US. That's just a burden. I know the Americans here, a lot of Americans here, when they get sick, they fly back to the US to use their Medicare. That's a lot of people. They have like an emergency fund here to pay for their ticket and then their expenses once they get to the States. But if they can get the care here in the Philippines, man, that's a win, and What's up with Leanna while you're... Oh, Leanna, mom is watching Leanna and our dog Totoy. Totoy is at home with mom and Leanna, and Dazzle and I are here with Chloe. We chat with Leanna every night before we go to bed. We're asking her, how was your day? She still doesn't have school, so she's still on summer vacation. School doesn't start till June 16. So she's good. I mean, mom and her, like they're buddies. They're bonding again because when Leanna was with us for like the last 2 years, mom would see her, but not as often. But now they're together every day, so they're doing that mom and daughter bonding. So she's happy. That they're going to church, they're going to the plaza, they're going to Calibo at the mall. They're doing their own thing. They're having their mom and daughter bonding. And they have friends. Actually, they have friends now. They have friends in our community. Mom is like she's a social butterfly, man. She knows neighbors that I don't know. I've been living there 9 years, and like mom's telling, oh yeah, your neighbor over there. I was like, huh? And, it's like, what? She got it going on, man. I was like, hi, Ginno. Can you post the article you are referring? My wife is a Filipina and retired. I will do that. As soon as this live stream, I will post the article on our community, our Dazzle TV community. I will. And again, thank you to Chief Christian. I think Christian is his last name. Jimbo is his handle. Jimbo and Jen. They're retired. He's a retired Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force. Chief Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force is the highest enlisted rank. It's E9. They are, to us, they're like, we're like, they're the boss. It's like to make it to chief in the United States Air Force is a major accomplishment. Not many make it to the rank of Chief Master Sergeant, and he's a 30-year veteran, active duty. He served active duty for 30 years. He's now retired in Lipa, Batangas. He's a friend of mine now. That's why he like shot me the message, and I'm so thankful he did because I've never heard of it. I'm like, why is this not news to anyone? And then there's a group on Facebook. It's like Medicare PH group. So I got on the group and I started looking. I mean, they've been fighting this battle, for a while now. So I was impressed. But the bill was presented the end of May this year. So the bill is already in the process. So it's included in the 2026 budget. It's included 2026 budget in the US. So, that's just October. So hopefully that gets approved by October. I know a lot of people will be happy if that happens. Tim C, all right. What room are you in? Looks like it's outside a porch or dirt. This is a porch. This is kind of like a balcony. It's a balcony, but they have this window, like a glass kind of window to prevent the rain. It's a nice Airbnb. I like this. I like this little balcony here. We have a kitchen. I did the video on the inside, Tim. I'll send you the link after this. I'll send you the link. But there's a full kitchen, stove, dishes, everything. We didn't have to bring anything but our backpack. I had 2 backpacks because I couldn't fit everything. Between the laptop and the GoPro, I had to bring like 2 backpacks with me. Kyle, hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kyle. I appreciate the the super thanks, the super chat. Appreciate it, my friend. If that Medicare thing happens, there will be a substantial increase in population. People will be moving out surely and retire in the Philippines. In the Philippines, hey, it doesn't hurt. I mean, it will help the country of the Philippines for sure if more Americans bring their Social Security and use the money here. And I think it would benefit the American too, because like their Social Security will be worth a lot more here. If you get, an average Social Security now is, I think, $1,500. If you get that, come here to the Philippines, you can live pretty comfortable on $1,500 here. Especially if there's Medicare now here, it's like that will be a boom to the Philippines. That would be definite. And the Philippines, the thing with the Philippines and America. Philippines and America have been allies for so long, and you could see that here in the Philippines now. They love Americans here for forever. It's like that's why Americans come here. That's why Americans are comfortable retiring in the Philippines, because they can sense that there's no animosity, towards Americans here. I mean, so many Filipinas are married to Americans, so. Jumpy, hey Jumpy, all right, my friend, hello. I hope you got that email I sent you back. I responded to your email, Jumpy. I wasn't sure whether it went to your spam or something, because I think, I can definitely, if you come here to Calibo in Panay Alam, I'll hook you up with my friend John Sparrow. I'll introduce you. You're gonna love John, man. John Sparrow, man, he's a character, but good guy. You're gonna love him. He's like a good guy. He's a religious man. It's like honest as can be. You're not gonna meet a more honest person than John. Hey, Jumpy. All right, Tanya. Hey, Tanya. I'm glad you made the live stream this time, because I saw your message that you didn't make the previous live stream. Thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, Tanya, feel free. Just got home. All right, Tanya, you just got home. That's why. All right, okay. So that was kind of like my big announcement. I wanted to share that with everyone, and I'll keep sharing it. I'll share the article on my Facebook, and a good thing, I'll post it on our YouTube community. I think that's a word that needs to get spread. That way, how these politicians in Congress, man, the more people like push them, the more, and I think it's a win-win, in my opinion anyway. I think it's a win-win. Because, Medicare is something that people put money in all their lives. It's not like Social Security, Medicare. It's not like it's a benefit that you didn't earn. People, when they reach 65, they earn Medicare. Like me, for 62, I earned Social Security. I put money into that all these years. So, it's a shame that just because you choose to go overseas, that you can't access your Medicare here in the Philippines. To me, there should be no reason for that. Maybe the reasoning is they can't monitor the Medicare system here, but that could be handled in the future. There's a way. There's a way to make that happen. All right, Jumpy. My goal is to have half the fun, Ginno. Hey, man, I'm just enjoying life, brother. I'm just enjoying life because at this point of my life, I'll be 59 in a month and a half. It's like nothing else I really want in life. It's like I just want to like live out the rest of my days happy. And like I said before, I just want to do good and be good. I just want to like if I can help another person in some way, makes me feel good that I can at least help that one person. It's like hopefully our channel, hopefully the things I share is beneficial. I think it is because our subscribers, the feedback that I'm getting, it's like I get a lot of thank you from people, and even the super thanks, the super chat. I mean, that's a blessing blessing for us, makes our life easier here in the Philippines. Not that we need, like financial support. We live pretty comfortable on my military pension alone because I'm pretty frugal, as you can see even in our videos. The only times I really, you might think that, ooh, they're splurging, they're eating at a fancy place. A lot of times, those are paid for by our subscribers. So, Dazzle and I, we're like a carinderia, fast food, Jollibee type of people. We don't eat like at fancy places like that breakfast buffet. Dazzle ate, we ate that on that breakfast buffet. We've never had that. We've never had a breakfast buffet in Boracay like that. I think we did have one time at the Henan, but a friend also treated us to that. And same thing with this breakfast, a friend treated us. Because for us, it's kind of pricey for us. I think that breakfast buffet is like $7.99, I think 800 pesos each. So for Dazzle and I, that would be like 1,000, about $30, $30. And we're not gonna spend $30 on breakfast, even though how good it is, because we're fine with like the tapsilog, we're fine with like the budget $2 meals here. Hey, OB Olsen, my good friend in Columbia, South Carolina. Hello, Aliyah and Isaiah. Hope you're. I'm headed towards the end. I'll keep it going then. I'll keep it going because I know some people are just getting online. I made some notes. That way I had some good information to share. That was it. I talk about it. They're calling it the Medicare portability bill is what they're calling it. And again, it's not just for Filipinos. Now, there's other countries in there. I just didn't have the list. It's a list of countries that are friendly to the United States that we consider allies. That we consider allies. Those countries that they would allow them to use their Medicare in those countries. I'll post the article. Good suggestion, my friend. I'll post the article on the Dazzle TV community. As soon as I'm done with this live stream, I will post it there. I just got home too. All right. Oh man, thank you, Jumpy. You're too kind, brother. That's too nice. Too nice of you to say that. You guys are awesome. That's why I do this. That's why I do the live stream, because I know there's people. I get messages from people like appreciate the live stream. And that keeps me going. It's like I was chatting with Ayo John, my friend Ayo John. He's getting frustrated with YouTube because he's working at it. He's been working at it and he's not getting monetized. And I told him, I sent him a message and I answered in the comments. And I just told Ayo John, for us, when we started to do our channel, it was basically just to record like what Dazzle and I were doing. It's almost kind of like an album, like a video album of the stuff we were doing. I never really thought we would get monetized. We just got lucky, and that's what I told Ayo John, because when we started our channel, like with anything else that I do here, there was not a lot of planning involved with it. It's like we said, oh, let's start a YouTube channel. Even the videos that I start popping in the beginning, it's like random videos. It's like I didn't understand the niche. You have to have a niche in YouTube. I was just like, well, we'll just film what we're doing, babe. We would film what we're eating, or we're traveling inside the house. And then we did one cost of living video. I remember that one cost of living video that boomed. It's like people were watching it. We got like, I think it went up to like 50,000 views. And that one video alone shot us up as far as subscribers. It enabled us to get monetized pretty fast, because we started our channel like February of 2022. By May, we were already monetized. And that's what I told Ayo John. I told Ayo John, hey dude, just keep firing those videos. Try to hit different topics, don't get locked in on like one topic, trying to catch one niche. because you don't really know. Like me, I didn't really even know what kind of niche I have. I didn't know what, what the word meant. I was just like, hey, I was just popping videos, and then I start thinking, from people's comments, they were asking me about TRICARE. They were trying to ask me about medical insurance, and that's how our channel was built. Because like from the subscriber, from you guys, it's like I just start giving information that people were asking. So that's why I told Ao John. I told him, and then he thanked me. He said, yeah, you're right. I forgot why I started the channel. It was supposed to be fun. And he got locked on that. Getting likes, getting subscribers, getting monetized. I told him, just do it for fun, and then if you get monetized, you get monetized. But if you're trying to get monetized on YouTube, man, it's difficult. It's a grind now to get monetized and get people to watch your channel, just because there's so many bloggers now. I saw a meme about the Philippines. Like there was a meme that had the map of the Philippines, and it said on the bottom, vloggers in the Philippines, and it's like all like those little dots. The entire country has vloggers. It's a funny meme, but it's true. I mean, there's like I'm looking at my feeds every day, and there's like new vloggers in the Philippines popping. I'm like, ooh, who's this guy? But I still check it out, because I like supporting people here, and then sometimes I get ideas from people. Medicare Portability Act. I haven't heard about that. That'll be nice if it passes. Yeah, no, Tim. I'll post the link to the article on the community once I'm done with the live stream, and I'll make a video of it because I'm trying to understand it, and I know people rather watch a video. It's easier to watch than to read and try to understand like how complicated it is. But like I'll push out a video. I'll make a video today, and then hopefully I'll push it. Oh, my friend Stevie just said magandang umaga, bro. Oh my, what's up? Hey, magandang umaga, Stevie. Magandang umaga. You're retiring at 45 video had thousands of views too. I think that was the first video. Yeah, that did really well too. Retiring at 45, and I think a lot of that is I did that video at the time. I was just thinking, because I have friends in the military that I retired with, and a lot of them after they retired, most of us in the US, once we get out of the military, we end up going to federal service, working for the federal government. And a lot of my friends did that. And me, I went to a civilian hospital, but I could have worked for federal service too. But to me, I did that video because I was just thinking, we're so used to in the United States, I think that our brain in the United States, growing up in the United States, you're almost kind of like taught in the United States to work until Social Security age. That's just my opinion. That's the way I think that, most Americans, it's almost automatic for an American. Well, I'm working till I'm 65, or now 62 if you want to collect early, or 67 if you want to collect later. But that seems to be the mentality in the United States. Is work until you're getting your 60s. And for me, I just did that video because it was just I just wanted to show that there's another option. If you're getting a pension already, and I know a lot of military guys, we're retiring like at 40 or early 40s. You're getting already a pension. People are getting pensions from the school program in the U.S. or police in the U.S. They get early pension after 20 years of service, or they get hurt on the job. They get like money the rest of their life. I just wanted to show on that video that it's an option. You don't have to work till you're 62. You don't have to work till 65 and have a good life. For me, I mean, I was trying to like push people to do it, but for me, it was just an option. I just wanted to have people think there's another option. You don't have to be in that trap to work until Social Security age and then retire at Social Security. Even my friend Frederick in Iloilo City, he retired at 66. And he told me, man, I wish I watched your channel sooner. I would have retired sooner, Ginno, because like he's in Iloilo now, like a year now. June is his year anniversary. And he said he would have retired early too, because it's like he's 66 now, and he felt like he missed out on some good years if he had retired sooner. Because you can't get that back. When you work all your life, when you retire, you can't get all the years that you worked. But of course, you got to be financially responsible too. You can't just retire and not have enough money to sustain you. That would be disaster. And I think that's the worry with a lot of people. It's like, I always see people like in the US, like having so much saved nest egg bank already. I'm hearing people like having $500,000 and they don't think it's enough. And I'm like, well, maybe it's not enough living in the United States, but I know if you go to Mexico, I know if you go to like Panama or Philippines or Thailand, I know you're gonna be a rich person living in those countries with like $500,000. But in the US, with like if they still have a mortgage or property insurance or just the cost of living, they feel like they don't have enough money. I have a list of topics for Dazzle TV content. Oh, great, great, Jumpy. Hey, I would love that, Jumpy. I would love that. I'm always like, when people tell me, hey, do a video on this, I always try my best to make it happen. So thank you. Because, man, I was just checking our videos. We have like 900 videos. I'm running out of ideas, my friends, so I need help. If you can send me things you want to see on the channel, I'll be more than happy to make it. It's not easy to come up with topics now. That's why now, if you notice, I do a lot more videos just showing you what we're doing. Because the videos were like this video. I have to make this Medicare portability video. I have to research it. I have to study it because I don't want to look like a fool discussing it and say the wrong thing, because I'll get jumped on. In YouTube, when you make a video, especially informational video, man, you got to be specific, on point. You can't just like willy-nilly make a video and talk about it and don't look like you know what you're talking about, because people will jump on you quickly, on YouTube, man. So it takes a lot more work for me than just like showing you guys like, hey, I'm going to City Mall, I'm going to the beach. That's easy to make, for me to make, because the video makes itself. I'm just showing you the beach, I'm walking, you're seeing everything that as I'm seeing it. So those are easy for me to make. But the informational videos about medical here, about TRICARE, about retiring here on a budget, I have to really study that. It takes time, it takes a lot of work to make the video. When you are looking at the yummy food, your stomach starts to rumble. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, Jumpy. My bad. Even if I don't know what it is, I want some. Hey, that's a good thing. That's, you will be the ones that will have fun here, Jumpy, because you're adventurous. You're willing to try. There's, and I can't blame, some Westerners that come to the Philippines, they won't try like the Filipino food, especially in the carinderia. That's scary place for a lot of Westerners to go to a carinderia with all that people, all the food in front of them that they don't know, that could be scary. You need like somebody to guide you with that. But a lot of times, like I think I replied to you, Jumpy, the people here in the Philippines, they're so friendly, man. If you go to like a carinderia here, like my friend Frederick in Iloilo City, he has a favorite carinderia near his condominium. He lives in a fancy condominium, but he walks 5 minutes to a local carinderia because he's befriended the carinderia. The lady that owns the carinderia, the minute Frederick walks in there, he gets the greeting like, like in Cheers, like, hey, Norm, he gets like, hey, Frederick, they do that. And, he loves going there because he gets to try different Filipino dishes. He's eaten adobo, he's eaten a bitter melon ampalaya, he's eaten, the string beans, kangkong, he's like turning Filipino, man, because like that's his breakfast. His breakfast every day is like the vegetables, the the fresh food that they cook. It's not, he's not eating fast food, and he loves it. And then he loves the vibe, sitting in the carinderia. And Frederick, like, man, he sticks out because, like, Frederick's like 6'3", 6'3" white guy eating at the carinderia. He's gonna stick out, but people are smiling when he's eating there, saying hello. So you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun, especially if you're willing to try Filipino food. You're gonna have fun in the Philippines, my friend. I wish I could retire at 45, but I think only U.S. military gives out pensions soon. Canadian Air Force only pays out pension usually at 60 years old. I know, like, I've talked to many people here. Like, I had a friend, he's in Calibo. Unfortunately, he passed away. God bless his soul. But he was late 70s already when he passed away. But he was like on a state, I guess he was a teacher in the United States for so many years. And his pension was from the state in the United States, one of the states where he was the teacher's pension fund. Initially, that was his first pension. And then when he turned 65, he collected another pension for Social Security. So I know there's like less and less companies in the United States that do any pension. Most of it's 401k now. But there's still many places. I know federal government. I know a lot of people in the federal government in the United States, they have a good pension after serving so many years in federal government. Many people, that's how they get their first pension. And then when they hit Social Security, they get another pension. But for me, any type of pension, any type of money, even like if you get like a settlement, and you're guaranteed money every month for like so many years until you get your Social Security. The Philippines to me becomes an instant option. Like, I know people in the military that weren't retired military, but they got hurt in the military while they were in the military. Young guys in their 20s, even some 30s, and they get 100% disability from the VA, the Veterans Administration. And if you get like 100% disability from the VA, you're collecting at least $4,000 a month, and that's like over 200 pesos a month here. I mean, you would live rich here in the Philippines. I mean, you would be like upper middle class, considered upper middle class in the Philippines with that kind of money. That's why I even have a friend, he had communicated with me before. He's like, can I make it there? Because he's young still. He's working in the United States. He's got, he's Filipino, but spend most of the time in the U.S., but he's got young kids. He's got like 3 now. He got 3 baby and 2 kids. And he was saying, can I live there in the Philippines on my VA disability? And I told him, man, $4,000 in the Philippines, man, you can live anywhere in the Philippines. Maybe not BGC. BGC is kind of high, but with that kind of money, man, you could do all kinds of things here in the Philippines. He's Filipino, but he's got a Philippine birth certificate. I told him, you could buy land, you can build a house, you can rent, you could do all kinds of stuff in the Philippines with that kind of money. But I think his wife prefers the United States, so he's staying in the United States. Hello, hey Daniel, my good friend Daniel in Jacksonville, Florida. All right, Daniel. My plans for decade was to never take my SSA till 66, 67-year-old. Then extremely high inflation hit and had to take it all at 62. Oh, okay. Me, man, I never really planned on I was gonna always plan on collecting it as soon as it's possible, because for me, Social Security for me, I already have my military pension, so at 62, another pension for me, like that would be like a blessing for us, that is like life-changing for Dazzle, Leanna, and Mom, that's like life-changing for us to like double our pension here in the Philippines. I mean, we can finally build that, Dazzle's house that she plans to build on Dazzle land, things like that. Once I get my Social Security, travel more, I'll be able to take Dazzle to the United States to travel, I even travel to Japan. We would just have that kind of money once my Social Security comes. That's why my health is so important to me. That's why I'm doing all I can to stay healthy. It's like eating good food, exercising, not having any vices. It's like very important to me. Very important to me to live as long as I can. If you have kids and grandkids, it changes your options of where you can retire. So true, Jumpy. I agree with that. I agree with that. But a lot of times, Jumpy, when I talk to people, it's like the ones that have retired here, that have family in the United States still, that have grandkids. Most of them have grandkids by now. Most of their kids are like working already and all that. My good friend Brian is a perfect example. He built. They have a house now in Lezo, Aklan here, and him and his wife Gloria. They have kids in America. All his kids are like. I think the last one is in college still, but all are out of the house. But he misses them, so he makes that trip to see them. He said, I think that's the plan, was he was going to make a trip to see them. And then he does, I don't think he has grandkids yet, so that's another thing with the grandkids for them to visit. But a lot of times when I talk to them, the feeling that I get is also, you have to live your life. I mean, you want to be close to your kids, grandkids, of course, and, visit them, but you want to like experience what, for the first, it's okay. I think, people have that feeling that they feel guilty about leaving the kids, leaving the grandkids, and finding their fun. But most of their family are supportive. Most of their family are, hey, grandpa, find your happiness. Because when we get to like Social Security age, man, we're on the fourth quarter of our life, man. And I'm sure your kids, grandkids, they just want to see you happy, living your best life. So, but I do understand, that's a challenge, leaving people in the U.S. and then coming to another country and starting a life in another country. But it's not like you can't visit them. And then now with the video chat, it's easier to keep in touch. It's not hard, like it's not like before, Jumpy, back in the day. I'm dating myself, where you had to write a letter, and then the letter takes like 3 weeks to get to the United States from the Philippines, and so it's not like that anymore. Obi, hi Daniel. I'm glad I found Ginno right away. We are right behind you, brother. Hey, all right. These are Olson and Daniel. They're like counting down. Daniel, I think, is 9 months away from making it to the Philippines. Olson, July 20, a little over a year. Olson, so just about a year. The fact that you can go to the beach at will and live a 4-star life on a 2-star budget. Oh, thank you. And that's the thing. I think, who was I talking? I was talking to Ray about that yesterday. I discovered that when I landed here in Boracay in 2011. I was 45 years old, and I realized that my military pension wasn't huge in the beginning. I mean, it's grown now. It keeps growing every year. We get a cost of living raise. But, with that money, with my military pension, I knew if I stayed in the U.S., I would have been working till 62. There's no way you could retire on that money in the United States. But here in the Philippines, I realized very fast when I landed here in Boracay. I had my studio apartment in Front Beach. And I was like, I was paying less than $200 at the time a month for rent. And the rest of my pension, I was like, I could budget it to where like half of my pension I was banking in the bank, and I couldn't do that in the U.S. I couldn't save half my pension in the U.S. just because everybody knows how expensive it is in America. But here, the minute I landed, I realized, dang, it's like I can live. I'm like, when I opened my door at Casa Camila, when I lived on Station 3, I can open the door and look at the ocean. It's like, that's like a dream for me because I'm a beach guy. I love the beach. And then I could run on White Beach, Boracay every day. After my run, I can just take off my shirt, shoes, and I can dive in and cool off. And then I could go to the carinderia at lunchtime and spend like $1 for my meal. I was like, man, learned real fast that, hey, if I lived frugal here in the Philippines, if I lived a minimalist lifestyle, I could make it. And I have, what would they say, that the proof is in the pudding? Yeah, that term, it's like I've been here 14 years, and pretty much every single month that I lived here for 14 years, I have saved money. I have put away money. I built a nice nest egg. I paid cash for my 2019 Toyota Wigo. I could have never done that in the US. I could have never even dreamed of like paying cash. All my vehicles in the US were like on loan. I had a car payment. Here, like I dropped like it was 620,000 cash. I had like stacks of 1,000 peso bills. I dropped it on the cashier. Here you go. Or I'm ordering my car. It's like it felt good. It felt good to do that. Because I've lived a frugal life here, like John P was saying. I live a frugal life on a low budget, but I get to experience. If like I would say, like, let's say my friend, he's staying at the Mandarin Bay. He was there for 7 days. He's got the buffet breakfast, buffet dinner. He's paying a nice hotel room with a swimming pool. Man, he's paying at least 8,000 a day, for that. So 7 days, that's like $1,000 for a week for him just to stay there. Man, I'm paying like $350 here on the Airbnb for a month. And then we get to experience the same beach. I mean, we swim in the same beach, we walk on the same beach, so I think it's all about perspective. For me, I don't mind living the budget life, but I get to experience, I'm not missing out on like the high life, I consider it, because to me, like I said, we're walking the same beach, heck, I can swim in this swimming pool. One thing I learned here in the Philippines, a lot of these 5-star hotels, if you want to swim in their pool, they'll charge you, or a lot of them, they'll say 1,000 pesos consumable. So I can swim in the like fantastic lagoon, amazing swimming pools here for like 1,000 pesos, $18. And what consumable means is like I pay them at their entrance 1,000. I can buy $18 worth of food on their menu. So I could be swimming in a 5-star hotel swimming pool, eating my $18 meal. I'll find like French fries or something, and living the same life they're living, and I don't have to pay like their $200 a night hotel. Just ways. There's ways to work around here to live on a budget. All right, 2-star budget. Daniel OB, I save a seat at the. Well, hey, hopefully one day, Olson, Daniel, hopefully someday we can share coffee somewhere here in the Philippines, man. That would be fun. Meet up and talk about, hey, we used to watch Ginno's live stream in Diniwi. Back in the day, a year ago, we were just watching the live stream of Ginno. Did everyone hit? Oh, thank you, Jumpy, thank you. Tim C, all right, thank you, Tim. I don't have kids, so to grandkids. All right. All right. Vegas, me and my wife have a 5-year plan to retire early in PH. Just gotta save. Hey. So it's worth the sacrifice, man. If you can retire early, save and retire early, man. I always tell people, I've done many videos. I always tell people, retire as soon as you can. As long as you're financially stable, you can afford retirement. Retire as soon as you can, and you got the medical side covered. You have medical coverage. That way, you don't deplete your savings if you have medical coverage, man. To me, there's, I do understand there's people that want to work, work means to them, it's like, it gives them somewhere to go. But man, to me, it's like not working is more fun. You know, you get to do what you want in your life. You get to experience life when you're not working, when you're not in a desk in front of a computer, when you're not in a meeting for 1 hour, 2 hours at a time, listening to people adding work to you and things like that. My friend used to hate meetings because he said, man, I just wish I can go to a meeting and leave the meeting without any extra tasking. Because, you know, you usually attend a meeting and you leave the meeting, they added work to you, you know. So he hated that. And now he's retired now too. He retired, he's 55 years old and he retired from federal service. He's retired Air Force too. Finally convinced him, man, you need to just like leave that alone. That thing is stressful. He was working for a federal government. It was stressing him out. And I told him, man, you already got a pension. You already got money saved. You know, it's like time to retire. So now he's just enjoying his life. Since April, he took that early retirement, I guess, pay. He still gets paid, I think, till October. The federal government. He took that deal that they offered in federal government. Aliyah and I feel that guilt of leaving my kid here while he goes to college. Biggest thing that would hold us back. Hey, understand. Brian, my friend, talked about that because his son graduated college and he got a job at I think Tennessee State. He's kind of like the workout conditioning part of the football because Brian's son played college football, so now he's part of that, you know, part of the school. He got hired as one of the athletic trainer, and Brian really misses him, you know, because Brian played football. He's a big guy. His son was a football player, so he misses him. But so I'm sure he'll visit, you know. But and I'm sure his son, you know, in the free time will visit the Philippines. But that's the thing, man. You know, it's like I understand that, Olson, Aliyah, understand. But the thing is, you know, it's like you gotta let your kids live their life too. You know, after college, he's gonna seek his career. He's gonna have his own life. You guys are always gonna love him, and he knows you love him. You know, so it's not like you're abandoning him if you leave the United States and come to the Philippines. That just my take on it. You know, it's like as long as your kid knows that you love him and you're always there to support him, you shouldn't feel any guilt. You also have to live your life, and I think that's what he would want. Caleb, I'm sure Caleb, that's what he would want. He would want you guys to have fun too and enjoy your life and not be there just because he's there. That he don't want to feel. Oh, look, Chloe wants to go out. Hold on, guys. Chloe, all right, Chloe, all right. I think Chloe wants to go pee, right? So I have to. It's Chloe's walk time. I heard her yak. She like yak, so she's ready. Chloe, please don't go out. All right. So I'm gonna have to cut the live stream here. Hold on. I'm just gonna check on Chloe Walker for a bit. I'll be back. Oh, you peed. All right. Sorry, baby. Sorry. No, it's raining. All right, come on. I had to catch Chloe. She ended up peeing on the balcony here, so I'll just have to clean it up later. All right. I'll just I'll get some paper towels and it's tile here on the balcony, so it's not hard for me to clean. But Chloe, that's her signal. I heard her bark once. She goes like, oh, you know, that's kind of like her thing to go to the bathroom. But she did right there. So I'll have to clean that up. And then after the live stream here, I'll walk her, even though it's raining out. So I might have to find a spot downstairs to like where she can just walk around a little bit. Oh, thank you, Vegas. Watching you and James too. I mean, you know, James and Karen's adventures. Hey, Subscribe to their channel too, James and Karen's Adventures. Great people, amazing people. I'm happy to call them my friends. They're amazing people. He is, to me, he's living his best life too, and as people can see that, to me that, he came to the, he's about, he's at the age when I first got to the Philippines. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to wait till you're like Social Security age to like follow your dream or retire early. You can make it happen. It's just, you just got to have the financial aspect of it covered, and then of course the medical portion of it. I won't be eligible to elect pension for decades, so I have been investing my way to. Yeah. See, that's good, Tanya. That's the way to go. I mean, my friend, I have another friend. He's now in Cebu, in Moabwal, Cebu. Robbie. Robbie's my age. He's gonna be 59 this year, but he retired early too. He's been here over a year now. And he's just living off his investment until he collects Social Security at 62. So I know people can do it. It's and the thing with Robbie, the thing he's realized is like because of the low cost of living here, he can do it. You can do it. Like you don't have to have a lot of money to live here. I mean, you might have to be frugal and budget, but you're retired. To me, that's the price of like, that's like priceless to be retired because you get to own your own time. That's the biggest thing to me about retirement. Nobody owns your time anymore. You don't have to report to anyone. Nobody over your telling you what to do or deadlines, suspenses. You get to choose what you do with your time. Like there's times when I don't do nothing. I just leave all day. There's days when I don't do anything, but that's the beauty of it. It's like, to me, it's like owning your time. And they have that saying, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. I hear that from my friend. He always tells me that because we are all on a limited time on this earth. And do you want to spend that working most of your life, or do you want to spend that doing the things that you're passionate about? If you're passionate about traveling, passionate about art, photography, anything, that to me that's priceless when you get to do what you want instead of just earning that check, to survive or to live. In my opinion, most expats should plan work on having 2-3 years of emergency fund, total cost of living, and rent. Yes, I mean that's and you know what I've noticed. A lot of Americans have that anyway. A lot of Americans, we all when we were working, we all contributed to like 401. We all contribute IRA. I mean, most Americans do that. It's like it's not common in the Philippines. They don't invest like that on their retirement, but most Americans have that. So I know, like with my friend Robbie, he had 401k, IRA, he had all that. That's why he was able to retire like a 57, 58, 4 or 5 years away from his Social Security, but he's living good, man. He lives in a nice 3-bedroom, 1-bath bungalow house. He's got a yard. He's close to the beach. I mean, he has to like watch his budget, but once his Social Security kicks in, he'll be living good. The budget life is the way to go. Yes, I agree. I mean, not for everybody. I hear all the time some people, it's like, oh, that's not living, that's just surviving. And to me, I don't feel like I'm surviving in the Philippines. I get to enjoy the same things that rich people enjoy here in the Philippines. So I don't miss out on many things here. I'll be turning in October. Oh, want to wait until the first SSI check deposits before I get. Hey, all right. So that's coming up. Jumpy. You might beat Daniel and Olsen. You're ahead of schedule from the two of them. I don't need to be retired to know not working. You don't need to. That's funny, Tanya. Oh, thank you so much, Obi. Thank you so much, Olson. Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that, my brother. Dazzle will be happy when I tell her, like you sent, and we'll enjoy. Dinner will be on you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Olson. Yeah, lunch on me, bro. Yeah, man. Over here in Boracay, man, $20. That's 1,000, man. That's not just lunch. That's dinner. That's a good dinner here in Boracay, man. Even in Boracay. Ooh, it's raining. It's raining harder now, man. It's like I can hear raindrops now hitting the roof here. Thank you so much, Olsen, big brother. Like anything you need, man. I'm on your side, brother. I'm here to help you guys maneuver that. Yes. Very generous. That you're correct, HD. Very generous about Olsen. Can be our Pina grandfather. Stories about our old lives and history and our new. I know, man. You and me, Daniel. I know we're gonna have many stories to tell once you get here. I know we're gonna have many stories that no one was underneath taking we shower. No. This is a balcony. It's like made of tile, so easy to clean up. And there's just a pool of, so nothing to worry about that. Thank you, Ginno. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being on the live stream, my friend. Thanks, HD. All right. Good night. Take care, everyone. Get busy living or get busy dying. All right. I know, right, HD? I know. Thanks for stopping by. All right, Jumpy. All right. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream here. I will see you on the next Coffee with Ginno. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for the super thanks. Blessing for Dazzle and I. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody spending their time with me this morning. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.